Hello everyone, welcome to the YNTAAY Minis. Where did you go? I would have the little sign, but it's in my car and I don't feel well. But don't worry, I don't have Ebola. Today's episode is about Ebola. Many of my readers, well, 2 or 3, have written to me. Private messages. There's no way for you to prove it. And they've said, how do you feel about this Ebola crisis? Well, if I had shot this a couple of weeks ago, and I did, I would have told you, I don't think it's real. But today I went to the doctor and there were signs everywhere that said, if you've been to Africa and have a fever, please step to the front of the line. I wonder, would they really let people cut the line if it wasn't a real disease? Mind you, I know that it's a real disease, but is it a threat? I don't know. But all I know is this episode is about Ebola. There. Is it that way or that?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know much about Ebola, but I can tell you about a deadly illness that we had years ago called Epola, named after my friend Susan Pola. That is her real name. Oh dear, listen to that music. This is the noisiest street. We maybe could use some Ebola around here and clear the herd. Oh, forgive me. Bless them. What are the chances? So, my friend Susan and Pola visited from Australia. Very sweet girl. Hi, Susan, if you're watching this. I hope she's not offended by this story. So she visited me once, and I picked her up at the airport, and she got off the plane and said, "Hi, Chris, I've been so sick on my flight for the last 13 hours. And I was like, great. So I drove her back to my apartment in beautiful Burbank, and it's horrible. And we're driving in the car. Yes, this is a poorly drawn car. Oh, look, it says that. I did this weeks ago, so I didn't remember that I said that. And she's like, blah, gurgle, gurgle. Look at the vomit coming out of her mouth. Blah, that says air sickness bag. And then that's me driving, saying, dear God, I'm going to have to sell my sweet Saturn. So then she rested all day. And then I took her to Universal Studios later, and then after I took her back to the airport, she only stayed 1 day and she was touring America. And then I started getting ill. And I took it to the mail room where I worked at the time, and I gave it to everybody, this Australian strain of flu, which we called the Ebola virus. And look, here I am in my bed saying, oh, I'm dying. Yes, that's my friend's, what's it called, pillowcase, to show you that it was from the 90s. I didn't really have a friend's pillowcase, but I would love to have one. So, in conclusion, if a friend visits you from Australia and says, oh, I'm so sick with the flu, just don't let them throw up in your car, or you too may get Ebola, or whatever your friend's last name is. But in conclusion, don't get Ebola and then come to America and give it to the rest of us. Keep it wherever you're at. Do they have YouTube in West Africa? Anyway, I wish them all well, and all of us. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.